NBA.
Mast and Qtr set to tip, and here we go. BYU gets the first look at it.
Nebraska open in their man-to-man defense.
There's Saunders on the wing.
You mentioned Saunders, leading scorer a year ago at 16 a game. 80% free throw shooter, 50 from the 2 and 40% from the 3. So very versatile offensive player.
Shot clock winding down. Saunders in the lane. Tipped out. Jacobson comes away with it. Over to Lawrence. Kick over to Mast. Sanford pump fake. Jump shot. Rims out.
Yeah, great use of the shot fake by Sanford. Created that mid-range shot. Just unable to get it to fall.
Davis inside to Qtr. Stumbling around. Burkett gets a piece of it. Back up. And they're going to call the foul on Burkett Butenjo.
Yeah, BYU kind of with the short roll there took advantage of Nebraska's baseline rotation. Burkett just a little out of position there. You mentioned Qtr's ability to play around the rim. Just a great offensive rebounder. Kind of a pick and roll player, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. Has struggled from the free throw line for his career. Just a 49% career free throw shooter. Knocks the first one down.
Last year was his first season with BYU and finished with 100 offensive rebounds, at the second most in program history. So Huskers are going to have to find him when the shot goes up.
Yeah, great job making both attempts. I know Coach Young had a chance to watch Nebraska practice yesterday. Coach Hoyer was kind of getting ready for a little bit more pressure. BYU thought maybe they could deny a little bit more athletic on the perimeter than a year ago.
And foul call underneath.
Just Mast and Qtr just kind of in a little bit of a battle on the backside of rebound.
So Huskers ball underneath. Jamarcus Lawrence going to inbound. Great to see him back in a Husker uniform. Inside to Butenjo. Goes up strong over Qtr, and it's good.
Yeah, really good patience by Berke there, playing off 2 feet.
Dibonsa back the other way.
And so important for Nebraska to get back in transition. You see Dibonsa there just sprinting the wing. One dribble, gets to the rim, and finishing through contact.
Qtr guarding Mast tough here and out of bounds. BYU basketball.
Yeah, there you see that pressure. BYU defense really forcing Mast to over dribble there, creating that first turnover.
4-2, BYU leading this thing early. Robert Wright the third here with the ball. In the transfer from Baylor. There's Saunders for 3. Lawrence on the rebound. Tipped away by Dibonsa. He's going to take it back the other way. Nice feed back over to Wright. Falling out of bounds and saves it to Dibonsa. Kick out. BYU swinging it around and a travel.
Yeah, you see the impact that Dibonsa has made already in the game. But, that length creates that turnover. There was a left-handed hammer pass to the corner. I mean, just amazing skill for the freshman. Reason why 12 NBA scouts are already here for the first exhibition game, his first collegiate game.
Lawrence, corner 3. Rims out.
Another good possession by Nebraska. A couple open shots, unable to knock either down.
Wright for 3. No good. Mast on the board. Yeah, Coach Hoiberg said watching film, this BYU team, elite athleticism. Going to challenge these Huskers from the outside. Mast for 3. That's good. That's what he can do.
Yeah, just, Qtr is really terrific defender around the rim, shot blocker, and Mast, makes those defenders go out and defend the three-point line, which will then open up some driving lanes for the other players at Nebraska. So unique skill set. And I know Coach Hoiberg is happy to have Rink back in the lineup.
DeBonsa no good. Burke with the rebound.
Yeah, good shot by DeBonsa, getting to his spot, just unable to get the little pull up to fall.
Jacobson swings it over to Sanford for three. No good, but he doesn't miss often, or hasn't missed often in practice.
Yeah.
They're gonna call a foul inside on Jacobson.
Yeah, Sanford, really is going to be counted on to be a go-to perimeter scorer this year for Coach Hoiberg's group. As you mentioned, he's had a really good summer. Really the last month of practice has been one of their go-to perimeter players.
And checking into the game, fan favorite, Sam Hoiberg, the senior guard.
Yeah, really one of the 4 returners that Nebraska has that played a year ago on the roster, even though Lawrence was very familiar with the system, having transferred back from Rhode Island, and then obviously you get Mass back. So 6 players that have been in Coach Hoiberg's system.
Saunders on the drive, travel. So Husker basketball, a couple turnovers here early for BYU, and that takes us to our unders.
But also just get out in front of fans and compete against somebody different, guard some different actions.
Sanford, a couple misses there to start.
I think both teams have ran really good offense, just not able to make some open jump shots.
Saunders gets in trouble inside and throws it off of a Husker, so BYU basketball inbounds.
Mass has certainly had an impact on the game with the 1 3-pointer. DeBonsa's got a steal, a couple rebounds, a basket. Certainly the featured players have got off to quick starts here.
Hoiberg on Saunders. Here's Wright. Taking it inside, goes up. Nice finish.
Yeah, good patience by Wright, able to penetrate in the lane. Reverse layup to avoid the shot blocker.
Taken away by Wright. Back the other way. Nifty finish there by Wright. Back-to-back buckets for the sophomore. Transfer from Baylor.
Yeah, again, that denial pressure defense has bothered Nebraska. Creates some offense for BYU.
Keita guarding Rink, tough out here on the key, top of the key. Lawrence, floater, no good. Battle inside for the board. Keita comes away with it. Saunders for three. That looked good from the moment it left his hands.
Yeah, just 16 points a year ago. Certainly will probably be asked to score as much with the group that Coach Young has put together.
Mass for three, answers on the other end.
But certainly, Saunders can really score when needed.
Saunders shot over 43% from the three-point line a year ago. There he goes again. Too strong on that one. Loose ball, Lawrence comes away with it.
Yeah, that was on 160 three-point attempts too, which, to shoot over 40 as a volume three-point shooter.
Mast is feeling it. He's feeling it. 3 threes for Ringbast. Tie ball game at 11.
Again, it's just such a hard position to guard as a five when traditionally you're asked to kind of defend the rim in the paint.
Long board, Hoiberg comes away with it. Over to Sanford. Sanford, three. Long rebound, out of bounds. He's over three to start, and he's a better shooter than that. He's gonna make a lot of threes. He's getting a feel for being in this arena in the front of this crowd.
Yeah, you can, sometimes you want to, really play well, right? He's, played at Iowa, which has a natural rivalry with Nebraska, so now you're coming in and really wanting to play your best and play well. But to your point, if you consistently shoot it well in practice, that will translate into games. And I don't think Coach Hoiberg is worried about Price's ability to make jump shots. He knows he's going to make plenty of those in a Husker uniform this season.
Some new Huskers on to the court. Braden Frager, the redshirt freshman, getting his first action. Coach Hoiberg said there's nobody more excited, no two people more excited to be back in this arena than Rink Mast and Braden Frager, who redshirted last year. Kendall Blue, one of the transfer senior guards from St. Thomas, very veteran guard. And Connor Sejan played very well for this Husker basketball team off the bench last year.
Yeah, and it's a little different lineup. You take Mast out, which played with Bearkay as kind of a 4-5 combination. Now they're going a little smaller. They're going to play Bearkay at the 5. And then Blue gives you a lot of Blue and Frager give you a lot of versatility. They're big, long, athletic wings that can guard bigger. Blue can guard point guards to 4, and the same with Frager. So you put a shooter out with a Sejan with a little smaller lineup than around Bearkay. So I think this group for Nebraska this season gives Coach Hoiberg a little bit more flexibility. They can go big, or they can go small. Certainly, I think shooting the basketball from a percent-wise, I think he thinks maybe this group will be a little bit better shooting group than a year ago. But also you lost Juwan Gary and Bryce Williams, two terrific seniors that they're going to have to find a way to replace.
Ibanza to the rim, throws it down.
Yeah, great set for Coach Young. Just kind of a little ghost screen clear out for Debonsa. And just one dribble gets all the way to the rim for the finish.
Here's Frager over to Hoiberg. Swinging it around. Frager for 3 from the corner, no good. Debonsa again to the rim, and 1.
There you see Debonsa's ability to play with the ball in his hands. Just got the rebound, out in transition. I think one of the teaching points for Nebraska is going to have to get bodies, back into the lane in transition, get people in front of Debonsa to try to make him a passer. Just tremendous talent already. 6 points, 3 rebounds, a steal.
So we'll look to convert here on the 3-point play. And gets the rim, gets the roll. 16-11 BYU. Bonds up to 7 points. Rink Mast checking back in for the Huskers. Nice move inside. He's off to a great start here. 11 points for Mast. Pump fake, 3 ball is down for Davis.
Davis was a 11-point scorer a year ago at Southern Illinois. Just another versatile guard.
Careless with the basketball there for the Huskers. And foul call on Sam Hoiberg.
Momentum is building at BYU, and for Coach Hoiberg, I thought the finish last year was great. They got a lot of new pieces that I think can help them have success in the Big Ten. It would be great to string a third 20-win season, together and continue to build that momentum he's built, up to year 7.
Ibanza draws the foul. He'll head back to the free throw line for 2. We have BYU preseason top 10 ranking for the first time in program history.
And you can see why. Just some returning talent, but also, I think Debonsa gives you a chance with that level of #1 high school recruit, potential lottery pick. You can see the imprint he's had in this game already. Just a tremendous talent that's going to help everyone else on the roster be better, just because the teams are going to have to really focus and figure out a way to defend him. Already
9 points.
9 points, with half the first half remaining.
Sejan in the corner, out to Blue. There's Mast. To Frager. The Sejan for 3. Too strong. Debonsa, the rebound.
Yeah, good look for a Sejan. Nice little set. Just not able to get the 3 to fall. Nebraska's now, 3 of 10 from the 3-point line.
3 no good. Back inside. Offensive rebound for Hadim Boop, who's checked in for the Cougars. 10-point lead for BYU. Loose ball. Hoiberg comes away with it. Blue extra pass to Sejan in the corner. Offensive rebound for Mast. Draws the foul, he'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, good job by Mast, just really going inside and competing.
11 points, 4 rebounds for Mast.
Yeah, it's been, you know, the one player that has played consistent over this 10-minute period. I think Coach Hoiberg's, I think offensively they feel like they've gotten good looks. You know, 3 of 11 from the three. This is a team that's, you know, really is going to define themselves on being a three-point shooting team. I think a lot of the sets they run is going to be to get, you know, their shooters open three-point shots. You know, I think BYU has done a little bit better job of scoring some different ways. They've been to the free throw line. They got a transition layup. They've got a couple offensive rebound putbacks. Nebraska's going to have to, you know, find some different areas to score here. Just stop depending on that three-point shot if they're not able to get it to fall.
Mass with 13 of the 15 Husker points. 3 too strong there. Frager pulls down the board, and he's fouled on the effort. Jared Garcia has also checked in for Nebraska, another one of the new pieces that the Huskers added from the transfer portal. Spent the last 2 seasons at Tulsa.
Yeah, Garcia gives him, you know, physicality at that 4 spot. He also can step away and shoot the 3.
Sejan out to Mass, 4-3. He is feeling it here in his return to action in Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yeah, Xavier Staten is in the game for BYU. Really talented top 100 freshman.
16 points for Mast.
And, you know, Staten just was not able to get out to Mast on that pick and roll.
3 in the corner. Diamande pulls down the board. Kick out here to Kostic.
Yeah, again, exhibition game allows coaches to play a lot of different lineups, a lot of, you know, players get into the rotation in the first half.
Sejan for 3, that's good. Huskers heating up from the outside.
Yeah, now 5 of 13 from the 3, just that fast. You know, Nebraska's made a couple 3 points.
Kostic, kick out to Boop. Inside, the kick out. Inside, throws it up and out of bounds. Husker basketball.
And I think the versatility of Nebraska is going to allow Sejan to have a really good season as well. Like, it just, there was a lot of capable scorers. You know, Sejan is, you know, started a little bit last year, but kind of came off the bench. I could see him still in that, you know, bench position where he could be that first guy off the bench and come in and really get us going offensively.
Here's the freshman 7-footer, 7'2" to be exact, Leo Curtis. 5-point lead for BYU. Lawrence to Sejan. Back-to-back threes for Connor Sejan.
Yeah, really the same action that Sejan got the first 3. Coach Hoiberg came back to it. This time Sejan knocks it in.
Rebound Huskers.
Good job by Garcia of staying vertical.
Lawrence, strong finish. Huskers on a run. And back to their starting 5 here as well. Out of the timeout.
And those are important lessons too. It's, you know, you want to give everybody on your roster an opportunity to play, get some film, and, you know, and teach from that.
Davis for 3. Lawrence with the rebound, kick up ahead to Garcia. Nice transition there for the Huskers. Back on the other end.
Yeah, you see Wright just is going to really stabilize BYU. Transfer from Baylor, really strong, really good off the bounce.
Takes it to the rim, draws the foul on Sejan. So Wright will head to the free throw line.
You know, Coach Young will put a lot of that midline ball screen with Keita, and you're not going to really be able to switch that. You got to be careful on the roll. Keita is so efficient, at the rim. Whether you dump it to him or whether you shoot it, then he's going to be able to go and rebound and miss. And then you spread the floor with Saunders and DeBonsa, that midline ball screen. It's going to be really difficult for teams to defend this season.
Robert Wright III, a Big 12 all-freshman team member last season, averaged over 11 points and over 4 assists, actually set the Baylor single-season assist record, 148 assists. Also the single-game freshman assist record, dished out 13 times in a game for Baylor. So nice addition here for Kevin Young. Those 2 for 2.
And you can tell it's going to be an unselfish team for Coach Young this year. DeBonsa sets the table by being very unselfish, and then you add a point guard like Wright, as you mentioned, with great assist numbers, where you just create this culture of passing and finding shots for teammates.
There's Curtis. The nice feed from Asijan.
Yeah, Leo had really good international summer. He's playing in that same FIBA under-19 tournament.
Offensive rebound, another one for BYU. Davis puts it back up and in. Asijan for 3. Heat check there. Inside, what a dish. And foul is called. Keita heads to the free throw line.
Sorry, that's going to be 2 on Asijan. Certainly if it's on Asijan, it's probably on the ground, but I think Leo kind of pushed him from behind too, so it's going to put Keita on the free throw line for 2. Nebraska's played 11 players so far in this half. BYU has played, and they've played 11, so both coaches have played a lot of different rotations. 13 minutes into this first half.
Keita knocks down the first one.
Yeah,
Hoiberg back in, Jacobson back in, and Sanford back in.
A great start by Keita. As I mentioned, certainly an area he must have worked on this summer. 3 of 3 so far in the game. It's so important to be able to make foul shots. Keita will be probably in a lot of the end of the game situations just with his ability to really defend and rebound.
You jinxed him there, though.
Well, 3 or 4 still off to a good start, but did the old announcer curse?
Jacobson in the corner, baseline drive. He draws a foul. Cale Jacobson, a very versatile piece for Coach Hoiberg, has played all 5 positions, but at the Crown tournament when the Huskers won the whole thing, he was a big part of that. Just stuffed the stat sheet and made the big plays when the Huskers needed it in really all of their games there in Vegas.
Yeah, just a veteran, had a great high school career here in Nebraska and has worked hard to improve a lot of areas of his game. Is really shooting the basketball well, but really a high IQ, knows their system inside and outside. As you said, they can play him, multiple spots, but defensively I think is where they feel like he's maybe ahead of some of the newer players on their roster.
What a feed inside right to Keita.
Again, that midline ball screen, just Nebraska does a poor job of rotating, and Wright's vision gets Keita the easy basket.
Sanford inside. He's fouled.
Yeah, Sanford's shown some versatility. Known as kind of a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, but his first shot of the game was kind of a shot-fake pull-up, and there you see he's turned that first jump shot down, gets to the basket, and he's going to get himself to the free throw line.
He's 0 for 3 to start. A lot of times that's a good way to get yourself going, is to get to the free throw line.
Great point, Jessica. Absolutely. You see the ball go through. Just kind of allows you to excel a little bit. Again, I think Sanford's such a great fit for just Coach Hoiberg and how he coaches offense and recruits offense.
Grew up going to Fred Hoiberg basketball camps at Iowa State. Goes 2 for 2. Huskers back up by 1, 34-33, 6:12 to play here in the first half. This has been a fun one.
Yeah, you knew both teams were, very capable offensively. Certainly, first 4-minute timeout, they struggled, but now they've settled into this game, and both teams playing at a high level.
Staten out of bounds there. Trying to pull down another offensive rebound. Husker basketball. Lawrence over to Mast. Knocked away. BYU back the other way to Bonsa. Draws another foul. This one on Jacobson. 2 fouls for Cale Jacobson.
Yeah, Kennard Davis did a great job of rotating over, getting that steal from
Crowd
Mast.
doesn't like it.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of ball there. But you see just Devonta's length and pace of taking the ball from the defensive end and getting out in transition offense. It's going to be something that teams are going to have to adjust for and really load to the basketball and try to make him a passer, which he's willing to do, which is going to open up a lot of shots in the corners for BYU this season.
He's into double figures, 10 points, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He's done a good job of getting himself to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's a great skill too. Players that can draw fouls, you get teams in foul trouble, and obviously he's going to
Bryce Williams did that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you get into the bonus faster, which helps your team. You take sometimes you eliminate players by getting them in foul trouble. So sometimes it's not just the points you score; they can impact the game in a lot of different ways.
Mast working inside, kick out to Blue for 3. He knocks it down. That's what Ring Mast can do as well. He doesn't just shoot threes. He's a great passer.
Well, he posted and got a basket about at the 10-minute mark, and now they send a double team, and he's such a great passer. He gets a teammate a 3. To your point, just impacts the game in so many areas.
Hoiberg finds himself alone, and one for Sam Hoiberg.
They have some, different actions, things that they guarded well, things that they need to go back and get better. They play North Carolina to open, so they certainly, this is an important game for them. As they have one of the top programs in the country coming into Utah to play them.
Hoiberg makes it a 3-point play, gives the Huskers a 5-point lead. Davis over to Saunders. Saunders for 3. That one's good.
Yeah, just a great job of using a dribble to kind of separate. Just tremendous separation off of Price, which gets one dribble.
Blue to Lawrence. Long rebound, Blue. Sanford knocks it down. His first 3.
Again, another offensive rebound, creates an extra possession. You called it. Sanford got 2 free throws to fall and, took that shot in rhythm with confidence.
Devonta, wow. How do you guard that?
You don't. Yeah, it's just, he got to the mid-range, just elevates at 6'9" over the top of those defenders.
Mast, another 3. He is 5 for 5 from behind the arc.
Yeah, Staten just not able to really get out, and that'll be an area that Staten improves on, right? Just as you guard college, a lot of 3-point shots. So, you went from averaging less than 8 a year ago to 9 of 19 already in the first half. So, certainly has to feel good about that. As you mentioned, multiple players have made a 3, with 5 of them coming from your 6'9", 7th-year senior Rick Mast. 5
for 5 from 3-point. Robert Wright, the third here, for 1-1. Knocks down the first one. Wright's got 7 points, 3 assists. Make it 8. 46-42, Nebraska. Hoiberg out to Sanford. Sanford into the lane, kick out to Lawrence. Mass falls down in the lane. Blue for 3. Off the mark, out of bounds, BYU basketball.
Yeah, BYU made a nice adjustment there. They actually switched the ball screen with Mass, which created kind of a mismatch. So Nebraska moved Mass into the post, just not able to really take advantage of that matchup. Good possession by BYU. Good adjustment by Coach Young. Now, Coach Hoiberg will probably, look at that adjustment and figure out the best spot to put Mass in for their offense.
Ivanza working on Sanford. There's a double team. Kick out to Wright. Wright in the paint. Kick out to DeBonza. 3 is good. Seeing a little bit of everything from the #1 overall recruit. Freshman phenom up to 16 points.
Yeah, really good possession by BYU. Forced Nebraska to double the post. A good job of finding the backside shooter, DeBonza.
Boop a little too aggressive there on Mass. Picks up the foul. So Huskers into the bonus. That is the 7th team foul on BYU. Miss from the free throw line. And Prager with the hustle play. So it goes out of bounds, Nebraska basketball.
Yeah, good job by Prager, just staying active.
46-45 Nebraska. Blue set to inbounds here. Lawrence gets it set here. Prager on the take. Oh, rims out.
Yeah, good aggressive drive by Prager, just not able to get the finish to fall.
DeBonza called for the travel, trying to kick it back out to Saunders.
Yeah, both teams have done a pretty good job taking care of the basketball. That's 5 turnovers now for BYU, 5 for Nebraska. I think both coaches would want to stay under that, that 12 range for team turnovers for a game.
Lawrence inside to Mast. Mast working on DeBonza. Turnaround, too strong. Rebound BYU. Here comes Wright. Kick out to DeBonza for 3. He knocks down another one.
Has led to them on 2 threes and a 6-0 run to take the lead.
Sandford, short, just inside the 3-point line. Saunders, kick out. Here's Wright to the rim. Mass with the rebound. 90 seconds left to play here in the first half. 48-46 BYU. Inside to Prager. Denied by DeBonza. Kick up. BYU on the take and finish. No good. Back up, though, is Boop.
Yeah, good job by BYU again, taking either a block shot or turnover, getting out in transition, putting pressure on that Nebraska defense.
Under a minute. BYU up 4, inside to Mast. And more transition. Prager with a nice defensive play. Kick out to Blue. Good recovery by BYU.
About a 16-second differential, the shot clock to game clock.
Frager flying all over the place. That one out of bounds. Cougar basketball.
Again, Nebraska's been a little quick. Some of those shots at the rim have been contested. You know, BYU has blocked a couple have come off the rim long. That's led the BYU to get out in transition offense.
Shot clock has been turned off, 29.3. BYU again with the 4-point lead.
You know, you mentioned earlier just BYU's length, you know, just the size around the rim. I feel like Nebraska's maybe forced a few of those shots. And then credit BYU, they, you know, down 46-43. Coach Young took that timeout, and they've really responded well. Chance to go up by more than 2 possessions here with a basket.
Dibonsa here, 5 left to play, 4-3, turnaround jumper. No good. Frager with a big rebound. And that does it.